out that you are not this body. The body is obviously lying there sleeping, but you can be in who knows what places. You are obviously somewhere else. Sometimes we are chased by a tiger, or you are doing this and you are doing that, and well, that means you are not in that body. Somebody say, well, that's just a dream. Yeah, that's okay, but still you are not in that body. Or you see illusory images which produce a physical reaction. People dream about food and they go But you see a sleeping man going You think, why is he doing that? Because you don't see what he's dreaming about. But in his view, he's there. He's eating. You know. So it's so easy to see we are not this body. Just sleep and watch your dreams passing by. Prabhupada is a more vivid example of a man dreaming about a woman. And they see even a discharge of seminar and there is always a physical effect, but there's no woman, there's nothing. It's just his dream. But it's real, he's there. You know. Sometimes you have dreams, you run and you don't get anywhere, you know. It's very painful. You run, you know, you don't get anywhere. Sometimes you have dreams, you fly, you know, they have all kinds of, but you are experiencing, this is for real, this is giving impression on you. So we know that we are not this body, we can easily experience that. So this is still a material reflection, material dreams, material ideas. It's all material, but it already indicates the fact that we are not the body, and we can one day, if spiritually educated and properly situated, we can actually be activated on a spiritual platform. Activated, really activated. I was present in Srila Prabhupada's presence maybe three times, but this is an experience you'll never forget, because you never met anybody before who is spiritually activated. So his actions, you know, and his reactions are of a very different nature. You know, devotees ask sometimes Prabhupada, what shall we do? And Prabhupada said, pray to Krishna. And they said, well, we pray to Krishna, but we still don't know what to do. Can you tell us what to do? And Prabhupada said, It's exactly like you make a phone call. You know, when a person makes a phone call, you can see daily on the street people walk with these headphones and they go, they look completely mad. Why? Because you don't see who he's talking to. So you think, what is he doing? He just goes, you know, especially girls, girls and iPhones are inseparable. So, you know, they just go, they can the whole day be on these headphones and they just go, externally it looks like, you know, very funny, you know. It's not, you know, I think, oh no, what is this? No, once you are in a conversation, it's real, you are involved because you are in contact with the other person and it's activated. So pure devotee looks sometimes over like that. He just, you know, he laughs, he cries, you don't know why. Or he's responding to things in a way that you cannot understand. Why is he acting like this? It was fascinating to see Prabhupada making these decisions. Okay, now we do like this. Not like making a phone call. So, oh, thank you very much, because now we know what to do. You know, Prabhupada was not, sometimes the decision was instant, sometimes it took a little while even. Or sometimes Prabhupada got so absorbed in his phone calls, he stopped talking. I just read the diary from his servant. He thought, oh, Prabhupada must be very sick. For 2 days he didn't say anything. He was not speaking much to anybody. He was very withdrawn, you know, was very quiet, just chanting and just... And after 2 days, Prabhupada started to act like normally. So the servant asked him, Prabhupada, you were sick or what happened? There was some problem? Prabhupada just, again, was looking very shy and intimate. He said, I was in a very special mood. I'm sorry. You know, that means he got just drawn into that exchange. So that was the beautiful thing about associating with Srila Prabhupada. You could watch it, you could see that why is he talking to you? He was simultaneously connected to a completely different platform. You know, he was acting to you, not superficially, not externally. Prabhupada was very intense in his exchanges. looking at you, just a look from Srila Prabhupada, which just penetrating, your heart and your brain and everything. Prabhupada just looked, he didn't even say anything. People are going, okay, I will serve Krishna. Yeah, I'm sorry. They immediately start to excuse themselves. And he didn't say anything. He just looked at you. And you're like, yeah, I know, I forgot Krishna. Yeah, sorry, I'll never do it again. These are big people, proud people. Coming in front of Prabhupada, and we started to explain and just, excuse themselves. That's power. That's preaching. That's purity. When we come, people go, who is this? And whatever we say, they go, yeah, it's your opinion. And we start to argue and this. Prabhupada was very difficult. Not only when they dare to argue, immediately the Shastra came. The Shastra quotes, what Krishna is saying. Absolutely on time and relevant to the particular situation and circumstances. So that means to be connected. Before we reach that state, our discussions about Radharani in the spiritual world are of some somewhat theoretical nature. But that doesn't mean they are illusion. No, they are real. So we should discuss. We should actually remember Radharani. We should pray to her. But we should very carefully understand what's our position. As Prabhupada repeatedly in his letters, he writes, Jai Govinda was correct in his observation that a Krishna pastime should not be discussed at the present time. Unless one is highly elevated in spiritual understanding, it is risky to discuss these pastimes. The Chaitanya Mahaprabhu never discussed Radha Krishna Leela with ordinary persons. We have so many other things to discuss, what is the soul, what is bhakti, and to understand Radha and Krishna's pastime. That's our aim. But we should not indulge in this at the present. Then there is sure to be misunderstanding. So therefore one should also be careful with the public. This is, even now what we are talking is obviously for a very interested and intimate audience. We try to go and copy them on the street and tell them, Radha, Krishna, Radha, and they go, what Radha? Well, that's the friend, God's girlfriend. And they go, that sounds hard. God's girlfriend. I also have a girlfriend. And that would stop. They immediately bring you down to their level of understanding. So that's no offense, and then we should facilitate it. So first, we should always explain how to activate ourselves in devotional service by understanding we are not this body, by accepting the authority of spiritual master, who is in one sense for us the representative of Radharani, of course. So that's how actually our devotional service be authorized and received properly. Some comments to this?
Can I ask, what are dreams actually, and do they really signify something? What are dreams actually, and do they really signify something?
The dreams Prabhupada defined as reflections of the mind. It's like they are derived from something you have seen, but because the intelligence is asleep, very weak, the mind just mushes this up. The mind is no brain. The mind is just recording mechanism. So when you fall asleep, the mind will on a certain point, not of a deep sleep, but of a more awakening when you actually come to the end of the session of sleeping. So the mind will just take the images and mush them together, which creates sometimes a very bizarre images. Like you may have seen your grandmother, and you may have seen, elk. You know what elk is? You're seeing this big moose, yeah? So suddenly you dream about mother who has a horn like a moose. You think, why is my grandmother having horns like this? It's ridiculous.
So we don't
the mind just puts it up together. Prabhupada gives an example. You saw goat and you saw a mountain, and you dream about goat and mountain. But these images, they are not accurately giving us any information. Only, and there is such a thing, they are spiritual dreams. That's where the subtle body and the soul really come in touch with Krishna. Prabhupada didn't deny even for us possibility that it could happen. He didn't say, no, in this stage it's impossible. But again, I'll give an example. Once, in the very early stages of this movement, one Grihastha had a small boy, and in his room where the boy was sleeping, there was a picture of Gopal, Krishna with the cow. So in the morning, the small boy at the breakfast said, Papa, last night Papa came out with a picture and he talked to me. And the father was going, just eat the prasadam. But it sounded very real what the boy said. So actually he went to Prabhupada and he said, Prabhupada, my son told me that Krishna came out of the picture and he talked to him. Prabhupada said, yes, he did. And then the Grihastha was like, you mean this was real? Prabhupada said, yes. Why not? Krishna is God, he can come out of the picture and he can talk to your son. You want to stop this or what? Why not? When he wants, he can do that. And Prabhupada was so clearly confirming that whole incident. I guess the Grihastha were a little bit envious, because Krishna didn't come out of the picture for him. But because, like example, children also sometimes are innocent, means freedom, free of sex life. There is no intention. Krishna may relate to them. Yes, Krishna may relate, why not? But the Grihastha did the right thing, the householder. He just went to Prabhupada to confirm that. Prabhupada could also say, this is nonsense. Another devotee came to Prabhupada and said, Krishna is so nice. I got all his mercy. I lost all my money back. Prabhupada said, this is not Krishna's mercy. This is your stupidity. Very clear definition. Prabhupada immediately drew the line. Don't make Krishna in charge for your stupidity. This is nothing. This is your foolishness. So therefore we need the guidance of pure devotee. And in Srila Prabhupada's presence it was truly shocking how Prabhupada, practically verified our devotional service, which in itself was very incomplete, very immature, often of a very strange origin. The offerings were strange. Prabhupada had to watch the first hippies, on the first altar, which was constructed in a mood that Krishna is great. It was particularly Lord Jagannath in San Francisco. So Lord Jagannath is great and he's high up there, he's God. So the altar was actually, somewhere high on the ceiling. There's a photo existing, and devotees stand there and you see like Lord Jagannath and Baladev Subhadra are way up on the ceiling. You say, why did they put the devas like this? Well, because he is the highest, so he must be very high. Prabhupada didn't actually object to these things initially. Later on, he took a more authorized form, Or he said, everything what you have, everything what you use, everything what you eat, offer it to Krishna. They're going, okay. So the hippies end up arriving at the altar with a new pack of blue jeans, and offer it to Lord Jagannath, like Lord Jagannath needs blue jeans. What kind of offering is this? But because they took it literally, they said, before you use something, you offer it to Krishna. So they offered the blue jeans to Krishna, and they were dressing. In principle, it was correct, but we don't do this today. This kind of offering, because we know Krishna doesn't wear blue jeans. So anyway, so we just wear this, but it's okay. But the principle was there. That's what Prabhupada established, and he was not interfering there. It just took more and more precise and refined forms. And Prabhupada was very patient that the standards were raised, and the devotees assumed more the authorized version of performance of Krishna consciousness. But the Prabhupada never wanted to hurt the devotion, the attitude, the point of devotion. Never wanted to hurt that. So this is what we can learn from Radharani, that she is so unlimitedly merciful. She always is eager to, whatever offering is coming, that Krishna should actually accept for the benefit of that person. Krishna doesn't need this. He doesn't need blue jeans, he doesn't need our offerings. Actually, he doesn't need us at all. He's Atmarama, he's self-satisfied. But in spiritual life, the one who offers something, he is the benefactor. Krishna is just blessing the whole thing. That's why Krishna he could, and he did, in his form as Govardhan, he could actually eat whatever we cook for him. We just eat it. Thank you very much, that's the empty plate. It'd be pretty frustrating, I think, for many to offer like this. When you cook more, you offer, and it's again empty. Because Krishna can eat unlimitedly, that's the problem. it happened as he assumed the form of Govardhan, and it happened as Lord Chaitanya actually came regularly to visit his mother, Sachi. She cooked with such a devotion that he couldn't actually stop this. In India, it's very common syndrome. It's one of the really, really demanding austerities preachers have to perform when they go to India. They have to eat. That's really demanding. They complain, Prabhupada, after 3-4 programs in people's homes, we are sick. I mean, we have overeaten so much, and all that Indian food, which is completely incompatible with the Western bodies. When Indians go, it's very tasty. You go, oh, chili, oh no, half a kilo chili, no. They go, very tasty, very tasty. And you think, oh, for Western people, very demanding sometimes. We like more, more the soft taste than this. For India, they think it's boring. It doesn't taste anything. This is but some real chili, and they eat even chili like banana, it's just, there are some Western bodies which have this constitution too, but normally, for normal people, it's simply too hard. But because Indians are so cool by their composure, and their bodies are actually able to be cool, also they have much more cooler minds usually. So they can take some spicy thing. So this is different. Prabhupada said, you must eat. This is your preaching. You cannot refuse. They will feel very offended and they will feel very hard. You must eat. I had the same experience. I was once in Rajasthan like this. Rajasthan is a really... the Matajis are very, very precise. Just come on the street, they see you. Come in! Sit down! And you go, here's Mataji. It's almost like police. They go, sit! And they bring a huge plate of prasad. They go, eat! It's not really inviting, really, but they don't know that. They have just this kind of nature. They think they are very nice, actually. But, it's nice like the police, it's like, will I get punished when I don't eat this or what? And you have to eat. And as soon you, out of kindness, say, oh, this was very nice, they immediately load it up again. You go, oh. No. Once in a plate, you must eat. It's really demanding. You cannot stop this. Because they are just, the word in India, you can really get the word of the meaning Mataji, means mother. They are very motherly, they really want to feed you. That's sometimes we have a hard time to apply the word to Western women, sorry, to offend anybody, but it's very difficult. Because here women are like the Matajis, it's very difficult actually. In India it's very easy because they really treat you in the most motherly way. Anyways, just I'm really deviating from the subject. So, yeah?
You mentioned that Radharani was on top of the Guru Parampara.
Yeah.
So what is Balaram? What is his...
Balaram is another function. Baladev, that's another issue. Baladev is, when you read Chaitanya Charitamrita, you can get confused. There's always, he is the best of the devotees. Or he's on the top of the parampara. And then your next pages, a few pages down there, you can say another devotee. He's the best of devotees. He's on the top of the parampara. It's like, hey, listen, who's on the top? It was just, a few pages back, he was on the top. Now he's also the best, and he's also on the top. How does this work? From a spiritual point of view, no problem. There's enough space on the top. And everybody is best. So we can really, on the appearance of Lord Balaram, we can say, only through mercy of Lord Balaram, we can reach mercy of Krishna. Same thing. Krishna is not limited, but of course Radharani has a very, very... I can even say, there's a little detail in the Leela of Govardhan Leela, where we know Krishna lifted the Govardhan hill on his finger of his left hand. And it is described, and the illustrations are that it looks like a cave, or they took shelter from the torrential rains under the hill. Actually, there was what's the detailed description is Krishna created a whole village there with semi-precious diamonds, and was a whole city there, unbelievable. So they had a pretty good time under that hill. And Krishna was always standing there holding up this huge mountain. And then they were all, happily watching him. Krishna is holding the mountain, we are protected. And suddenly, Krishna starts to shake. This whole mountain starts to rock. And they were all, oh! And you can see a picture sometimes, they go past, they have these long sticks for herding cows. If they need to raise the cow, sticks and all the time to help him to support this huge mountain. Krishna is getting weak, his finger is shaking. No, he was not getting weak. His finger was shaking because Radharani came in. By seeing that, Krishna was immediately affected. And the funny thing is, the only one who knew it was the Balaram. Because they were so Balaram was going, really? Oh, Krishna was weak. And Krishna was like, don't tell anybody, just be quiet. Because only Balaram really noticed. That's the little detail. The Prabhupada, please.
Joy!
Hare Krishna. So thank you very much to Manidhara Prabhu. Now it's 7 o'clock and we will have Gora Artik. So please everyone get up, take the pillows and the chairs and put them aside, and we will sing and dance for the pleasure of the Lord. Haribo! Haribo! Does it start up? Will you sing?
Jai